All right.
All right. Here.
This is the Patricia Q&A.
All right, we've got these questions pulled up on Twitter. First one comes
Wait.
from...
This is so unstructured. Should we first be like, hey, like, if
they
if
know
you just
who
saw
I
the
am,
movie
and they
Patricia.
I mean, I guess.
All right, let's start over. Alyssa, take two. No.
Okay.
Wait, maybe you should say hey, and then.
Hi.
Hello. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck.
Hi.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Sebastian. I was in Patricia.
You know who I am. What are we doing?
We're doing a questions and answers about the movie Patricia.
A Q&A.
It's also on Letterboxd and IMDb now.
Go give it a rating.
I have an IMDb now. Actor best known for Patricia.
Got the questions pulled up. First one comes from Sebastian Duran.
Though
this was my idea, this is the first time hearing that it is actually happening.
That's
you
not a question.
All right, second question. Make a part 2. Cassidy. It's not a fucking question. Next question. Since this was an assignment for class, what was the theme or prompt, and why did you decide to go with SoundCloud rapper dates a mannequin? The assignment was there weren't really any guidelines. It had to be a 3-minute short, and
Well, there couldn't be any dialogue.
Past 3 minutes.
There couldn't be any recorded on set.
Couldn't be any sync sound, so you couldn't see the mouths moving for any of the dialogue, or if there were mouths moving, you couldn't hear the dialogue. But I edited around that for the project, and then the final cut just had normal dialogue. But that's why the whole thing is ADR. As for the story, I had that.
You just had that.
Had the idea. Let's see. What's the deeper meaning behind the film?
Should we answer this straight on, or should we let them, wonder?
Yeah, I don't want to say.
It's pretty clear, honestly.
It's pretty
Don't
clear.
overthink it.
Should we address the scene where there's a big misconception?
What's the misconception?
That she
the
cheats
ending?
on him?
Oh, yeah. I don't know why people are thinking
Yeah,
that
but Patricia doesn't cheat on
my
Baskin.
character is in no way in the right. That's the whole point of the movie.
It's a platonic friendship. And it's framed as though
Plus,
she's
who
cheating.
would leave me for Taylor?
Wow.
That's easy.
All right. Were there any major changes that you made to the short over the course of production? I think for the most part, during production, things went pretty much how they were planned to go. The only scene that we changed in the heat of the moment was when he runs into Patricia on the street, because originally we were going to have them bump into each other, and that was just logistically impossible.
We just didn't have the manpower
because
for
it was literally
actually
just the two of us and the camera and the mannequin walking around New York.
What about putting the score on streaming Spotify, Apple Music?
I don't know how to do that.
If someone knows how to do that, then you can reach out if you really want it. We could release it on YouTube.
It's a possibility. I'd cut out a lot of the vamping, same measure with no instrument, just the drum and the bass.
It depends what the people want.
Would you release?
I'll release
Bastion's
the beats. Bastion's beats. SoundCloud.com/BastionRaps. Alyssa, pan.
How did you come up with the ending, and what did it mean for the both of you? Originally, I had the idea for this 2 years ago, and it's just been on the back burner. And I sat down to write the script for this project, and I realized that aside from the concept of the film and the dinner scene, I didn't really have any narrative idea for it. So I was thinking about the most cliche romantic comedies, and what always happens.
I'm sorry. You're just talking for so long, and Alyssa keeps making these faces at me.
Anyway, what always happens is they break up and get back together, and I was like, can you guys stop that? So I was thinking, what's a reason for them to break up that best suits the idea that this is tackling? And so that's how I came up with the idea of Bastion breaking up with her for having a platonic friend and perceiving that as cheating. And then the ending, she's the one who has to apologize to him, and in the way it's shot makes it seem like, he's forgiving her, he's being merciful, and everything's fixed. But, obviously it's not, because it's
she's apologizing for no reason.
Because it's an unhealthy relationship.
Who came up with the rap lyrics? Can you explain the creative process? of the music and the choice you made to include it in the film.
Technically, I came up with the rap lyrics, but I'm not gonna brag about that because they were intentionally terrible.
They're like are garbage. But they're like, it's like, you know, it says something.
Like in character.
And obviously there were some great ad libs going on in there, you know.
He did come up with the ad libs.
What was the creative process of the music and the choices you made to include in the film? I don't know about your bit, which is the score, if you didn't know. He did the score and I made the beats for the rapping part. But I don't know, Taylor just asked me to make some stuff for the movie and I didn't even know that he was a rapper until, you know, we were well into production. But yeah, I just made them in like a little bit in an afternoon, and you can talk about the other one, I guess.
He made them in like 45 minutes in the dorm.
All right, so I have a question for you, Sebastian.
Alissa, can you
So
The lighting's bad. Okay, whatever.
So in Patricia, when you were performing intercourse with Patricia, did you ask for consent at any point?
Of course.
Huh?
Of course I did. It's always important to ask for consent and make sure all parties are involved or having a great time. That's what?
Follow up.
You don't need to answer first. Of course I ask for consent. It's always important to have consent during sex because both parties should be happy because that's just what reasonable people do. What's the Gillette slogan?
Men can do better.
Men can do better.
Like that.
And that's me.
I think I'm really just generally curious about the physics of your intercourse with Patricia, considering she lacks lower extremities and upper extremities. How did that work? Where did it go?
You were the one who.
What did I do?
You know, I cut the camera.
What do you mean you cut the camera?
I cut. You know,
You cut, like-
I didn't film that scene. That was all you.
That was all. Wait, how do I? What do you mean that was all me? What do you mean?
You did the deed off camera.
What? That'd be like if like in a
We just got
movie-
the shot of you unhooking.
in
the
like a
bra, and
movie,
then-
someone like gets killed. You wouldn't be like, well, the actor fucking killed him, and the director just cut before he died.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't happen.
No, that's how movies work.
All right. Well, next question.
I've got a question.
What's your question?
Now, in the movie Patricia, the character Bastian struggles immensely to unhook Patricia's bra. Was this struggle authentic on the actor's part?
I was trying to best encapsulate the character of Bastion, and I think he would have trouble, unhooking a bra. And it's hard, okay? It's not easy. It's a mannequin. It's not.
You said you were trying to portray the character of Bastion. Could the real-life Sebastian then show us that his real-life counterpart could easily unhook a bra? Luckily, we have one.
Yes. Taylor, can you put it on? No, Taylor, it'd be so much funnier if you put it on. All right, Mitch, hold the mic. All right.
I'll get the sound effects of it.
All right, should we get closer to the camera?
Hold up. Let's get it closer to the chest.
Oh, wait. Wait, or should I have to do
Taylor,
it
turn
from the
around.
other side blind?
Oh, yeah, he's got it. Okay.
Any comments?
No!
Struggling. Struggling. We got it.
Hey, we got him!
I'm so aroused.
Do you have any questions about the movie Patricia?
No.
What were our main influences when making Patricia? Seems you used Lars and the Real Girl.
So, funny enough, I haven't actually seen
I have not
Lars
seen
and the
that
Real
either.
Girl. I know Lars and the Real Girl. I've seen the trailer and I've seen the dinner scene. But it was an influence in the sense that the dinner scene in Patricia was almost a response to the dinner scene in that movie. Because in that movie, he's talking about introducing his girlfriend, and then he shows up and it's a mannequin, and that's the reveal, and it's all, it's weird because it's a mannequin. But the difference with Patricia is that he shows up with the mannequin, and you think that the roommate's going to be weirded out, but the actual reveal is that the roommate's girlfriend is also a mannequin.
What difficulties did you go through while making this movie?
What
We
difficulties?
didn't have a lot of people to work
Yeah,
on
we
it.
did not have a lot of people.
We didn't have a dolly, so we had to use a laundry cart.
Yeah, we had to use a lot. If you look at that shot, actually, you can see Emilio pushing me in the cart in the reflection of the window.
Yeah.
Didn't have sound equipment, so all the ADR and stuff was.
I had to go
difficult.
on break. We had to go on break.
Oh yeah.
It was like a time crunch.
Yeah, Sebastian was supposed to do all of the sound, but then he went home for a month, and I was left to finish the sound, which is why it's not very good.
Oh, the actress who was gonna play Patricia died in a tragic car accident. We had to get a new man. That's why there's a hole in the mannequin's head. We're just carrying around a corpse.
Lost her lower half. No arms.
What was the scene where the guy is writing gibberish on his notebook? What is he writing? What does it mean? Nothing.
It doesn't. Don't look to the notebook for any sort of interpretation of like the deeper themes, because I just told Jake to write stuff, and that's just what he wrote. I cast Jake in that scene. That whole scene was improv.
Oh yeah, it's completely improv. That's why there's the clock thing, like the what number.
That's the only.
That was actually so confusing.
The only scene I've ever done improv, because Jake has a very specific brand of humor.
You can't write Jake.
That I just can't write, so I just let him do his own thing, and that's what that was. And Sebastian was able to play off of that.
Why a male mannequin from Dollar High?
They just didn't have any female mannequins that they were getting rid of.
What was your favorite part of the creative process while making the short film?
I don't know. My favorite part's always writing, because that's when it's still amazing, and then you make the film
just the
and it just falls apart. It's like, fuck.
Was it awkward carrying half a mannequin around New York City?
Yeah. So the Saturday we were filming was SantaCon in New York City. And so we're walking around and we're getting all these crazy looks from people. Meanwhile, half the city's dressed as Santa.
And they're looking at us like we're the weird ones, you know? Because we're holding a fucking mannequin.
And at Ray's, the restaurant we were filming at, literally everyone else in the restaurant was dressed as Santa. It was just a restaurant full of Santas. And we were sitting there undressing a mannequin for a different take.
Was the rough sound mix intended? Of course.
Sure.
Final question. Any relevance to the mug that says, call your mother, or just the mugs you had in the dorm? I don't know why, but something about the boys talking over their dates and the subliminal messages potentially signifying it isn't what their mothers would want from them stood out to me.
Gonna let you read into that, but just for the record, that's just a mug I had, and I didn't clear off my desk. You can see photos of me and my family and my friends, even though it's supposed to be Bastian's desk. So that's just a mug that my mom gave me.
What did we use to record the audio? I'm not sure why, but the audio setup sounds re-recorded to me. It's weird. I don't know why it sounds like that. We'll work on it next time. Why did Patricia apologize? That's actually a good question.
A good question, because it's the kind of relationship we're criticizing and the kind of movie we're criticizing is the kind where the selfish lead is sort of... The female character is basically just an object that he loses and regains without any sort of character growth.
It's like a reward for not changing.
But the screenwriter thinks it's character growth.
But it's not.
But it's not. And, you know, that combined with some other toxic masculinity issues and the idea of isolation and him making her apologize for something that he was in the wrong for, bolsters that idea.
Can I get Bastian's number, though? 212-443-9999. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed these answers to your questions. And
like, comment, subscribe, pledge money on Patreon.
Drive safe. Good night.
Don't be silly, wrap your willy.